Looks like Wright is... Well, I don't know what he's doing. I thought he was reaching for chips there, but maybe just organizing a little bit.
Calls?
And Wright does make the call
Heads
here.
up.
Fedora's got to find a queen of 5 or a 4. He does not. And Fedor must know the deuce on the river is a bad card for him, right? If Wright had a pair on the turn, he's not likely to fold it now. A hand like the one Wright has is the only kind of hand that might fold.
Checks? Checks?
Fedor does get up here and check. Ace high going to pick up this pot, and Wright's going to be over 2 million chips, or just about near 2 million chips after winning that pot.
Pair of twos with ace kicker. We have pair of twos with a queen. The ace plays.
Other way.
That way.
And that hand goes over to Wright.
Oh, take them from me.
There's more than one way to win the pot. Bribe the dealer.
Yeah, right. Alrighty, the button is good. Blinds and antes, please.
Hypnotizer. And that's what the glasses are for.
And Wright's going to pick up that pot. Action's going to start here. On Tobias Howson.
40,000 to call. Folds. 40,000 to call. Player one folds. 40,000 to call.
Folds around to Jeff Rossiter.
Raises. 100,000 to call. Folds.
Jeff has over $6 million in live tournament catches. Finished third in this event for $700,000 back in 2011.
Hard to fold, huh? Like, yeah, just
and he's going to win that pot.
It was at 3. It was just so sticky.
Blinds and antes, please.
Oh, that's right. We're going up a level. High stakes. I think there was people in day one that were still betting this much at the start. Good time to be here. Yeah.
It is pretty good. All 11 finalists guaranteed $115,000. Not bad for a $10,000 investment and 4 days of time. Getting pretty late there in Australia. Just about 12:30 after midnight now. These players have been playing for a long time. 12 hours so far. Nick Wright raises here under the gun. Jack 9 of hearts.
100,000 to call.
Over to Luke Roberts with a pretty big hand here. 2 8s. He just decides to shove his last 23 or so, 24 blinds. And that's going to win this pot. And Luke Roberts over $1 million chips. Remember, average stack right now.
Always works. Especially when I know I've got better cards.
Average stack right now about 1.9 million chips.
Head pre-flop. There's not much I could have done.
Could you call the waiter again, please? Yeah, of course.
As I said, average stack about 2 million.
Vielleicht wieder was zu trinken hier.
But even if you have like 1.2 million, you still got time to work. Only 40,000 are the blinds.
$40,000 to call. Fold. Fold. 40,000 to call.
Action folds around here to Luke Roberts with that 7-6. He's going to let it go. Blind versus blind action here. Howson with the king 5 and about 25 big blinds.
Option. Checks.
Gonna go limb check here.
Heads up, gentlemen.
And two very powerful hands colliding. Neither player makes a pair on this Jack 7-4 flop.
Oh,
Howson still leads with his King 5.
with my knee. Go to suffer for this. Snap the PCL
That is
ligament in my knee.
50,000. It is 15,000.
The PCL is in the back of your knee. I snapped it. So I got to keep
They
batching
on
it.
folds.
Yeah, the money is not for free.
No pain, no gain.
Exactly. Sit in the chair for like
Clients
60
and
hours
entries,
to
please.
win a
You
million.
can see I'm normally up on my feet every day.
Hmm?
I'm normally up on my feet every day, so this is.
Oh, okay.
Gents, anybody with drinks?
Gentlemen.
Have a pure blonde, please.
Okay.
Can I have one of them too, please?
Big one.
Next hand underway here momentarily.
Thanks, mate.
We are playing down to the final 7 tonight.
I just want a water.
2 tables remaining. Our table has 5 players. The other table has 6 players.
Oh, is the button right?
No.
Yeah. So, oh yeah,
Yeah.
so just push the button. Card's good?
Yeah, we're
40,000 to go.
All right, Fedor first act here with a pair of deuces.
You don't want to waste time, right?
Raises. Folds.
And Fedor's going to raise under the gun.
Folds. 95,000 to call. Folds. Folds.
And Fedor is going to win that pot. Just raise and take it with deuces there.
Oh, yeah. Blinds and antes, please. The button is good.
Fedor was very short stacked the first time we saw him here. He had only about 20 big blinds. And now he's in the top 5, maybe even top 4 with over 2 million, maybe about 2.5 million at this point.
$40,000 to call. Player full. Folds. Folds. 40,000 to call.
Action here on Nick Wright on the button.
Raises. 105 to call.
And Jeff Rossiter here wakes up with a pretty big hand in the small blind, 2 queens. And you got to imagine we're going to see a re-raise. Probably right around 250,000 is my guess. Fedor is still paying attention to this hand. He is in this hand in the big blind.
Re-raise. Folds.
Rossiter does raise. Pretty big raise, actually. Looks like he makes it 420.
340,000 to call.
340,000. So very big raise here. And Nick Wright is getting an okay price. We can see he's not even a 2-to-1 underdog. And he's getting better than 2-to-1 from the pot right now. Nick does have position. He'll be last to act throughout the rest of the hand. But do you really want to play King 9 suited here when you could so easily be dominated by better hands. King, queen suited, ace, king suited. Obviously, aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens all have you in fairly bad shape.
Too long life.
Action still on Nick here.
You gotta chug that when you're in the Gold Coast. It's cheers, chug, chug, chug.
If you're enjoying the stream, let us know on social media. Use that hashtag Aussie Millions.
Trying to play poker.
12 hours we've been broadcasting here for you guys. Appreciate all you guys staying up late, waking up early, hanging out with us. 2 more days of Aussie Millions action still to come.
Off you go.
Let us know at Crown Poker if you're enjoying the show. I am at Jason Somerville.
My friends, they've been very
You are
exhausted
watching
after the first time
RunItUp.tv.
Yeah, they just eat something and sleep.
Action still on Nick right here. And after all this tanking, I don't know if we're going to see a fold out of Nick. I mean, typically when players take this long, folding is not what they end up deciding on. Maybe he's debating between shoving and folding, like trying to make, suspecting that Jeff is getting a little out of line here. I mean, it's possible. Ooh, he does let it go. It's a very reasonable laydown.
Pot first.
And Jeff going to pick up that pot.
Well,
I think that's a pretty reasonable
someone
I
fold.
don't know, this is standard. I always get the pot first.
Go easy on me, guys. Button's good. Blinds and antes, please.
It's just a matter of making sure you're not accidentally mucking your hand.
Yeah. So I'll let you accidentally fold your hand.
Like if you
As
get
long
shipped,
as
if you
Jeff
get shipped the
Rossiter.
pot, it's really hard to get it ruled against you that you fucked up. Like,
There's
Language.
no one else in the hand.
yeah. I mean, like the thing is, like if you don't notice that your opponent still has cards, or even if the dealer doesn't notice that like your opponent still has cards or something, like, but if the pot gets shipped, then like, I don't know.
40,000 to call. Folds, 40,000 to call.
Also, you want to keep them.
I mean, they were pretty good.
All in.
All in. Folds, folds.
All right, Nick Wright just moves all in for his last 1.4 million. That's a big shove. You know what? There's no way he has 1.4 million. That looks to me like he's got about. The Blues are $500,000, 600,000. Maybe it's like $1 million. Maybe it's like a 25 blind shove.
Someone will mean.
Oh yeah, it sounds like.
Might be an all in at the outer table, sounds like.
Biggest pot of the
40,000 to
tournament.
call.
They're all in?
Sounds like, yeah. Mustafa and someone.
I think
Lay
that,
on.
Sounds like Mustafa.
40,000 to call.
was over here just before.
Player 3 raises.
Playing a big pot out there.
Folds. 90,000 to call.
Can you make it 20?
Folds.
What do you call that? It's the opposite of a raise, a deduction.
Yeah.
Jeff Rossiter raising it up with a 6-5 of
I
hearts.
can make a decision whether I want
Ooh,
to put
Houston
the other
doesn't
70
play
in
the
after
10-5
that.
suited in the big blind. You can see he actually had the best hand there.
To me.
What
He lays
happened?
down.
The Shirami
I
like
think-
went all in and Musta's tanking or something?
Sounds like
Sounds
something
good.
like that.
Blinds and
Biggest pot of
antes,
the
please.
tournament, Musta tanks, I think. Something like that.
Are they still going or
I think so.
are they still chips out?
We'll just let Fedor do all the commentary and win the
This is
tournament.
going to be the greatest hand history of all time.
Twos versus threes.
Yeah, Musta's like
Tanks and calls his pocket threes to knock out pocket deuces.
definitely a good chance. I don't think he has a pocket if he's calling, but he probably has something like King 10 off or something, and or Maybe like
What did they
ace,
say?
ace
40,000
8 off.
to call.
What
Now
did they
calls
say
it off.
Folds.
Hand was.
40,000 to call. Folds.
Okay, I want to see what's going on there.
Fedor is going to go be our on-the-scene reporter. Soon we'll throw to Fedor, reporting live from the outer table.
20,000 more to call. Calls. Option is check. Heads up.
We got a limp from ace-10 suited, check
Action
by
clear,
the
check or bet?
7-6 suited. Two pretty reasonable hands for a blind versus blind confrontation.
Checks. Check
We
or
will
bet?
be rotating the feature table,
Check.
so if we make it to the next level, we'll rotate these tables out.
The bet on the turn is about my stack, and the shove is like for twice or 3 times that. Yeah, it's like, no, I think
Looks like there's a
Gustav
bet
bets
and a
like
shove.
800K, and then the other guy goes all in for like 3
Seven, he
million
went
or
in
something.
for
That's
780.
50,000.
Ooh.
That's 780 and then
50,000
3
calls.
million or something.
Yeah.
It's on the turn.
Fedor
Oh.
says
It's like
bet
jack, 8,
of
deuce,
800K
5,
on
two
the
flush
turn.
draws.
Yeah.
Probably 3 bet,
All right, who
3
needs
bet,
me?
bet. Yeah.
3-bet on the turn, bet 800,000 and then a shove for 3 million.
In the tank.
Most is in the tank. He got
Deep.
shoved on the turn.
Deep in the tank.
He might be there a while.
An hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah, but that's a strength. The tanks. He's good at these ones. The big hands.
Well, the longer he takes, the more.
Eight,
the other
deuce,
guy's gonna
jack.
react.
Anti-flip.
He has a good feeling.
Blinds when you're ready.
Between Vijayram and Mustafa. Mustafa shoves over the. Sorry, Mustafa bet 780,000. And then a shove from
I think I
Vijayram.
saw that one.
Yeah, just flash it. Yeah, just expose it if you. Yeah.
Apologies.
I thought it was a 5, but anyway. I
8
knew it was a
apart.
heart and a half.
That's right. Thank you.
Close enough. It's sort of.
40,000 to go. Raises. Folds.
Not sure if we've heard the outcome of that
95,000
hand
to
yet
call.
on the outer
Folds.
table.
95. Folds. Calls. Heads up.
Did he fold?
Check. Check or bet?
And Mustafa does fold, and that creates our chip leader, Vijayram, who has over 5.5 million chips, nearing the 6 million chip mark. Remember, only 21 million in play, so Vijayram has about a third of the chips himself. I guess closer to a quarter, but still doing work over there. In this hand, Fedor raised in the first position. That's UTG if you're new to poker, under the gun, first to act. Jeff Rossler defends his big blind. These are the two most successful players at this feature table,
Bet is
colliding here.
115,000. Folds.
Going to go bet and a fold, and Fedor is going to pick up this pot.
He folds.
Yeah, I heard it.
You got better hearing than I do.
The little girl.
Go on, tell him.
He knows. He knows.
Tell him you would have made the call without looking at your cards.
No, Musta
You
knows
would
what
have
he's
blind
doing.
called that one.
Still 11 players remain.
Up here instead.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can see the cards.
I mean, if that guy shoved like a combo draw, he is like just the boss of.
40,000 to call. Folds. 1,000 to call.
Pocket jacks here for Tobias Housen. That's going to get him in this pot.
Raises. 100,000. 100,000 to call.
Oh, everybody's got jacks. How many jacks are in this deck? My guess is we're gonna see re-raise and a all-in and then a split pot, but maybe
All
nope.
in?
There's the all-in. All
Fold,
right.
fold.
Housen probably can't fold this, but this is for his tournament.
Calls?
Quick call from Tobias, so we're going to just see a chop pot unless somebody makes a flush, which would be a brutal feat with 11 left in the main. Jacks against jacks here. This is a brutal way to go out if one of these players makes a flush.
Yeah, Connor Drennan thought it's funny too. And okay.
This is going to be a chop. Nobody's making a flush here. Chop it up.
I think because he's got 2 3-card flushes, he should win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helemaal immer gut.
One
And a
time,
half a blind.
one time queens.
Should have been kings
For
there,
me.
like had quads.
No. Gewundert hätte es keinen.
Oh,
One time
As long as you
queens.
and I look down at kings and then that's the flop, then that's fine.
most of the time.
You can have their chips, most of their chips, and I'll just have...
We're just chilling. I don't want to send someone home that hasn't
Next
finished.
hand
his
underway
round,
here.
so-
40,000 to call.
Oh, well then I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there till the end of Sunday.
Fold?
You can send yourself home.
40,000 to call. Fold, fold. 20,000 more to call. Calls, option. Is check, heads up.
Fair.
I thought I'd let you see a flop this time.
Actions on you, check or bet.
Off to the flop here between Fedor and Luke.
$110.
Raises 110.
You just grab the other ones, but
Okay, you know what? You get it.
Fold.
Well,
All right, Fedor's going to fold
Not
that
that one.
ace-6 offsuit.
That's a decent one. That's good enough.
There's some really good cards that go with that.
Just not in the mood right now.
so you could have shoved.
Button's
call.
good, blind lead.
You have,
hit on
And then we
turn.
see 2 more cards, and
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. My 3 might hold. Might be running with 3-3.
maybe you have a flush draw with it.
Oh, I had the 3. That was the diamond.
That is kind of a flush draw.
Yeah.
I like this friendly little banter, you know? Playing for $1 million, everybody having a good time.
$40,000 to go.
All in.
All in.
Holy.
Fold.
All in for ace-king here, first position for
Yeah.
a big amount of chips here. Fedor folds.
Okay, go. Fold. I haven't been announcing the player or the seed. So, can you just give me a quick...
Immerhin ist die Atmosphäre mal eine andere, als sie sonst ist.
4, 5, 6,
Im Hold'em-Turnier.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot.
Leute reden.
For a minute, I thought I might have been drunk because I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Yeah? Okay.
And then I realised it's all right. I'm not.
Cool.
You're not. It wasn't English.
Of course it was.
Yeah. They're going to edit this, yeah? They're editing that out, yeah?
I haven't finished the point yet, so you know.
There have been a lot of words that are even to English. So you might...
Alrighty, blinds and antes, please.
I said usually the atmosphere late in tournaments, everybody's quiet, listening to music and stuff. This is better, drinking beer and talking.
You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
No point otherwise.
Sorry.
Nice shot. You do it again?
Close, but not quite. Fold.
Action folds around here too. Fedor with an ace in the cutoff.
Player 4 raises. Player 5 folds. 95,000 folds.
Looks like Fedor is
Folds.
going to win this pot.
Blinds and antes, please. Perfect.
All right. Next hand underway here. Sorry, guys, we had a bit of a connection issue there for a sec, but we're back rolling now, I hope. We are playing a 20-40 with a 5,000 chip ante. Action starts here with Fedor with King-Queen offsuit. We're going to see more of Fedor tomorrow for the Anton Jewelry $100,000 buy-in challenge event. There with Sam Trickett, Mike Watson, David Peters, and more. If you're just joining us, those yellow chips are 5,000. The dark blue chips, 25,000. The teal orange chips are 100,000. Right now, it's on German action as Tobias Housen likely going to re-raise here at the Ace King suited.
I was thinking to myself, you know, it'll look more entertaining on the TV. Especially if I start leaping the song and I can hear it, no one else can. Yeah.
Housen still hasn't acted yet, but you gotta imagine he's debating between shoving and raising smaller than that. He does just move all in here.
Player 6 is all in.
Who's all in? Good.
Player 1 folds. Player 3 folds. Player 4 folds.
And Fedor says nope, and that hand goes over to Housen.
Das wäre so campaignvoll, wenn du das machst mit allen.
Yeah.
Blinds and antes, please.
Das hätte ich dir nicht so schnell verziehen.
I know. I wouldn't have done it. No slow rolls against you. We don't know each other good enough. I feel like
By tomorrow he will.
Against Reiner. Very long time.
On to the next hand here. Still 11-handed. Play has slowed down quite considerably here at these final two tables after the break.
40,000 to call.
Luke Roberts first to act with a pair of fives here.
110.
Player 5 raises, 110. It is 110 to call.
He's going to raise it up.
Player 1 folds. Player 3 folds. Player 4 calls.
Action on Fedor. He's going to defend.
Try.
You'll try.
Pretty reasonable
Heads up.
spot.
I will.
Pretty even matchup.
Wouldn't expect anything else.
No improvement for Fedor
Check.
here.
150.
Robert still leads
Bet is
with his
150.
pair.
It is 150 to call. Player 4 folds.
Quick bet, quick fold.
Maybe ace king. So
And
it's
Robert's
queens.
going to pick up that pot.
Or fives.
Not a bad flop for me.
It's true.
All right.
Put you on a pocket pair.
So did I. Funny that. I was sort of hoping that you'd, I'd flop a set, you'd have two pairs, something like that, and I'd hold.
Yeah, sounds reasonable. Maybe next time.
Maybe. Yeah, you can turn a book, but I'm going to river quads. Yeah,
Want to write history, huh?
as long as that's
Because
going to happen.
I don't remember the last guy that won against me, so.
I just won that pot.
Yeah, but, you know,
You haven't met me yet. Just 'cause
Not too many people beat
there are many
Fedor.
players.
He'd remember.
Hasn't been
40,000
me.
to call.
true. Maybe
If you're
Player
just,
6 folds.
if you're unfamiliar with
Maybe you're
Fedor's
on
work,
that.
23
Maybe.
years old,
Folds.
$20 million
Only
in
told
tournament
himself.
cashes.
20,000
No
more
big
call.
deal.
Raises. 100,000. It is 100,000 to call.
Nah, all yours.
Player 5 folds.
Wouldn't even call the 80.
Another small pot there.
I figure, gotta have fun.
That one goes over to Fedor.
We're not having fun. What are we doing here?
exactly.
All right.
It is 40,000 to call.
Action here on Nick Wright first to act with two rates. He's surely going to raise his hand. We've seen him over shove here in this spot in the last couple of orbits. How will he play these eights here? Looks like he's going to make a more standard
Player 1
raise.
raises. Player 2 fold. Folds. 110 to call.
Here, water when you get a chance.
Folds. Fold.
And action looks like it's just folded around, and 2-8's going to pick up that pot. We are playing 5-handed here. The other table is 6-handed. 11 players remain.
Yep.
Playing down to the final table of 7 tonight. Back tomorrow for the 100K final table.
Yes.
The Anton Jewelry 100K buy-in challenge event. Almost $1 million up for grabs for first there. And then in about 36 hours from now, we resume this tournament, playing down to a winner, $1.6 million up for grabs for first.
Hmm?
40,000 to call. Folds. 40,000 to call.
Action on Rossiter, one of the most successful players ever from Australia. Let's go.
Player 4 raises.
And now one of the most successful players ever
95,000 to
on
call.
planet Earth.
5 folds.
Fedor Holtz decides to raise it up with ace-7. And it looks like he's ran into a better ace here, as Tobias has ace-10 of diamonds in the small blind. Now, Tobias is definitely playing, but is he going to call? Is he going to raise? And if he is going to raise, then how much?
Calls. There's 95,000 to call. 70 more.
Oh, wow. A better ace in the big blind. Everybody's got an ace here. Fedor has the worst of it. Funny how dominatingly ahead the ace-jack is here in this situation.
All in. Folds.
Well, I like this shove here from right. And now Houston's got a kind of tough decision here, but to call for his tournament life, it's a little too many chips to call. He does make a good fold there, being dominated and all. And that hand goes over to Nick Wright.
I liked it.
You made 3 in a row? Yeah, but it was 1540.
Still 20-40 blinds. If we make it to the end of this level without reaching our final 7, we're going to rotate the feature tables again. And the blinds will go up to 25, 50,000.
$40,000 to call. Player 4 raises. 95,000. It is 95,000 to call.
Fedor is going to kick us off here at the raise with that Queen-Jack offsuit in that first position.
225.
225.
Mm.
225 to call.
Luke Roberts
Player
says,
6
I'll show
folds.
you a raise, Fedor. He does have the best hand here.
Folds. Folds.
Kind of a smaller raise here. Fedor's getting a decent price, but has a pretty bad hand in this situation. Right, Roberts has a lot of really good hands, and Queen Jack is not fantastic against good hands. Still, Fedor has to call 130,000 here to win 400.
That's okay.
Folds.
You never fold, why'd
It
you
hurts
fold?
Fedor to lay it down, but
Good hand.
Thanks.
Fedor lets this one go. And Luke's going to pick up that
They
pot.
did have a good hand.
Blinds and antes, please.
Maybe, maybe not.
Good. Good to know.
Wasn't aces.
Fair. Maybe kings, maybe queens.
Oh, Doppelfehler.
If you're just tuning into the show, this is the 2017 Aussie Millions main event. 725 players paid $10,600 to enter this contest. We are down to the final 11. All 11 players are guaranteed $115,000. First place is $1.6 million. If you haven't already, press that follow button. I do invite you to come hang out with us tomorrow. We have an awesome event for you, the final 7. More Fedor Holtz action tomorrow, as he's already made that final table. Then we come back to conclude this event in about 36 hours from now.
Option.
And I stream poker 7 days a week here on Twitch.
Check.
Most of the year.
Heads up.
Right now, though, we got a hand between our 2 most successful players at this featured table. Jeff Rossiter against Fedor Holtz. One of the most successful
Check
players from Australia, Jeff Rossiter. He got third in this event for $700,000 a few years back. Fedor Holtz,
Play 3 bets.
he wins $700,000 every other month.
40,000 to call.
Fedor Holtz was one of the greatest years in poker history last year, cashing for almost, if not more than, somewhere near to $10 million last year. No big deal.
Calls. Check a bet.
That is a good turn card for Jeff. Jeff didn't really have much on the flop, but now he's got a gut shot, overcard, nut flush draw. Fedor still leads, though, with his top pair. Jeff is still first to act. We can see all the outs he has on the top of the screen. Most of his outs are live.
135 to call.
And Jeff is going to bet here on the turn. The stair clock is going off here. Jeff does decide to bet $135,000, and there's no way Fedor is folding top pair. Jeff's going to have to make his hand on the river or find a way to get Fedor to fold top pair.
Heads up.
And these two stars are battling river 9. So Rossiter bricks on the end. Jack 10 does get there, though. Now it's Fedor's turn to stare down Rossiter. Jeff knows he can't win if he checks. He can't. He must bet to win this hand. But how much? And will it work?
Play 3 bets.
And Jeff does bomb it here. Big bet, too. $325,000. Now, Fedor's got to call $325,000 to win $800,000. So, getting like a little better than 2.5 to 1 here. Don't think there's any chance Fedor raises. I think his options is calling or folding. Now he's got to ask himself, okay, what kind of hands does Rossiter have? Can he have 2 pair and play this way? Yeah, maybe. He could have Jack 10. That makes a lot of sense. Ace Jack misses. Ace 10 misses. Maybe Jeff would turn a deuce into a bluff, or maybe a hand like Ace 4, Ace 5, 4 5, 6 5, 6 4. And my guess is we're going to see a couple minutes of tanking here as Fedor tries to figure this out. This is a pretty big pot, guys. 800,000 chips in the middle. Remember, there's only 21 million in play. Jeff is watching intently here to see what Fedor is going to do. Now, we can see Fedor wins if he calls, but this is not an easy call to make. Fedor loses to even just King Jack or Ace King, Ace Ace, King Queen, Sets. Jack 10. Plenty of hands. Fedor picked up the call, but put it back down. And Jeff has kept that stare really intently this whole time. It's kind of unusual that the person that does the bet is the one doing the staring. Oh, and Fedor does make the call. Jeff is a little sick.
Good.
All that staring didn't really do Jeff any good that hand.
King.
Nice call.
And Fedor going to pick up that pot with King 6. Nice hand for Fedor. And with that pot, Fedor is probably at around 2.5 million, maybe even a little more than that.
Button's good. Blinds and antes, please.
Nice call there from Fedor. That's why he's really good. He doesn't fold the best hand too often. And Fedor's like, yeah, that's what I do. I make good calls all the time. Deal with it.
40,000 to call.
And that is why Fedor may be the favorite to win this tournament.
Folds.
Raise.
Action folds over to Jeff Rossiter. He's going to try again here now with Queen 10 offsuit.
Folds. Folds.
Got a tweet here from Matt Farthing. It says, do I have a problem? I've been watching the Aussie Million stream for almost 12 hours now. Bro, what? You missed the first 30 minutes or what?
Action's here.
He says, but I still want to keep watching. Good to have you with us, Matt. Thanks for staying up late. No matter where you are on planet Earth, if you started watching 12 hours ago, it is late now. And Queen 10 outflops the Queen Jack here. Queen Jack not too far behind, though.
Player 3 bets, 50,000 to call.
I think we can almost hear his headphones. Maybe it's just my fantastic sense of hearing, but for a second there, I think the microphone was picking up his music. It's just like, wow, no way. No, wow, we just fold?
Also, if it wasn't a paired board...
I have a lot of good turn cards as well.
Yeah. I reckon is it with a king?
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised that Roberts just checked folded for a small bet there on the flop.
Pretty much very similar, but I'm like...
King, Queen, Jack, all would have made him the best hand.
Not worth it.
He just lets it go for a small bet.
Card last hand as well. It didn't work out for me where.
I'm happy to let you win that one. There's the one.
By the way, guys, I am pretty sure that this is the longest stream ever in the history of RunItUp.tv. My longest stream ever, for sure. Our longest stream before now was the 2016 Bahamas event. One of the streams from the Bahamas last year. The PCA 2016 main event day 5. That was 12 hours, 48 minutes. We are at 12 hours and 40-something minutes right now. So I think we're going to break that record. So, hey, we're making history, Twitch chat. Mom, get the T-Tours. We're doing it. It's happening.
Player 4 raises.
Fedor Holt's going to raise it up with a Queen Jack offsuit.
90,000 to call.
Fedor raises to 90,000.
Calls?
And Tobias House isn't going to defend the big blind with 10-7 suited.
Heads up. Action two. Checks. Check or bet.
Flush draw here for Tobias. 3 straight flush. Not much for Fedor, but he does have the best hand as of this moment. Looks like Fedor is going to bet here on the flop.
80,000 to call. Calls?
Tobias does check call here with his flush draw.
Checks.
Pretty good card for Fedor here. Tobias still behind with his 10 high flush draw.
Checks.
Nine on the river, so no improvement for Tobias. Now he surely must know 10-7 is not going to win this hand. He must pull the trigger and bluff here. And I think depending on the sizing, we'll see if Fedor believes him. Easy for us to see Queen Jack high is the best hand, but it's really tough to make a call with Queen Jack high. If Tobias checks, it's probably going to go check check, and Fedor would win. Sounds like there was a really big hand at the outer table.
120,000 to call.
I really think you're bluffing.
Nice read, Fedor. God, it must be so disheartening. You bet, and he says instantly, I really think you're bluffing. And you're like, well, nice hand. Wow, Fedor is read on point.
Player 4 folds.
Kannst du es hinterher schauen.
He does let it go.
Like
Even when he loses, he still wins.
It's not like if I call this hand, then I was so sure. I was like, give me Queen Jack of Spades and I call.
Don't.
Nice bluff from Tobias. Nice instincts from Fedor, but even the best in the business sometimes fold queen high incorrectly on the river. Pretty sure at one of the at our only outer table, there was a huge hand between Mustafa, who was our chip leader for a long time, and Ben Heath.
What was that?
I said live poker is so much fun.
There was an all-in on the river for 1.3 million. Mustafa tanked for 5 minutes and called.
How did I know?
Mustafa lost.
Except I keep getting up, so.
With that pot, Mustafa is actually our shortest stack in the tournament right now. He was our chip leader not too long ago, and now Mustafa has only 10 big blinds.
Play at the raises. 90,000 to call.
Jeff Rossiter raising it up with the ace deuce suited under the gun. Fedor next to act with a very reasonable king jack suited. Looks like he's going to re-raise here. Nope, sorry, just a call.
Folds. Folds. Option.
Our two superstars at this featured table. It's going to go to the flop
It
here.
gives you the option.
I guess I'll put more money in.
Verbal declaration. Check a bet.
Both players flop pretty well here. Nut flush draw for Jeff. Top pair for Fedor.
Check. Check a bet. Checks.
Check from Rossiter. Check from Fedor. Good card for Fedor now. Just has to fade a spade or an ace on the river. Only 9 outs because we can see 3 spades have been folded. Mustafa is still in. 11 players left.
Player 3 bets. 175 to call.
Jeff decides to bet now. Pretty sure flop went check, check, right? Yeah, 100 plus the blinds. Yeah, so flop went check, check. Turn, Rossiter bets out here, 175,000.
Calls?
Jeff calls here. Once again, Fedor has the best hand. And once again, Fedor holds. Rossiter's like, really? Really? Can't do it again, huh? And now will Jeff pull the trigger again and try to see if he can get Fedor to again fold a pair of kings? Spoiler alert, I would guess Fedor won't fold because his hand is just pretty good. It's not actually a spoiler because I don't know what happens, but my guess is Jeff says, I can't win if I check, so I bet. And Fedor says, well, I can't win if I fold, so I call. That's just my guess of what happens here. Lakers Force want to know, what's under the gun mean? Well, you see that UTG next to Jeff's name? That's the position he's in at the table. UTG means first to act after the blinds or under the gun. Fedor the one doing the staring here. Jeff considering his options.
Player 3 bets. 425 to call.
Jeff bets another healthy size amount here, 425,000. And Fedor is like, this sounds so familiar. They lock eyes just for a fleeting moment. I do love that moment where they're both just like looking at each other, just like, hey, what you doing over there? You bluffing me? What you doing? Fedor now thinking about it, but I can't. Spades missed. I mean, ace, queen, ace, jack missed. Fedor's hand is pretty good. He's getting, again, almost 3-1. Fedor only has to win this hand like 28-ish% of the time to break even. Less than that, right? 26.5, something like that.